Welcome, my little couch potatoes, to the comfiest courtroom on the internet. I'm your host, Llama, and it's time for dramatic testimony, overruled objections, and absolutely unqualified opinions. So grab your snuggiest blanket, some delicious snacks, and get ready to watch court with your internet besties. This is Couch Court with Llama.
Hello. Good morning, couch potatoes. You're probably like, where is she? Where is Llama? Where is she at? Well, if you watched True Crime in Wine Time last night, it was our first birthday stream, because in case you didn't know, my birthday's tomorrow, but we're celebrating with all of you all today. But we kind of kicked it off last night, and Llama had a lot of margaritas, and Llama was up very, very late last night, like 4 in the morning, because she doesn't believe she's going to be 40 years old and thinks she's a rock star when she's clearly not. So, but I'm here, and that's what's important. We're all here together, and I love that. Pardon me, this is like literally my first sip of coffee. Now, you guys, court has not started yet. I have it up. No worries. It's just the seal. So, hello, Lady in Gray. Good morning. Good. Shut up, Angie. Good morning. If you missed your crime wine last night, we had too much fun, to be quite honest. It was a very fun show. There's the person's name is John Orr, and I fired half of our staff. Yes, last night. No, they're fantastic and wonderful, putting in their little or everywhere. Anyway, it was a fun time. Go back and watch it. I had a fun time anyway. I don't know about everybody else, but you forgot already? It hasn't even been 12 hours, Lady in Gray. Hello, good morning, Michael. Yeah, you're going to be with us all today. I love that. Uh, tequila sunset. Oof, it was almost a tequila sunrise. Oh my gosh. I can't believe how late I was up last night. It's crazy. All the mods got fired. Producer got fired. Everybody got fired. No, I'm just kidding. Pardon me. Oh man, that's delicious. I love that. First sip of coffee really in the morning. It's just right. Love that. All right, you guys. So, brief thing before court starts. Today is a birthday celebration. Yay, it's Llama's birthday. I guess I should put that in the banner or something like that. But anyway, we are going to take a break at lunch today. We're going to do a part 1, part 2, take a break when there's lunch for a few reasons. First is Elbow Feet actually took off today and Monday, which I didn't know. So I do want to spend a little time with him. Also, I need a break because if I don't take a lunch break today, I will only have 1 hour of a break for 14 hours. And I probably shouldn't do that. So I'm going to take a little bit of a lunch break today. So, but we'll be together most of the time. If you are a Lovelies or above member, tonight is our Zoom room happy hour at 7 p.m. Eastern. We will post the link on our YouTube in the community channel for that level higher with a link to the room. I'll be there. It's happy hour for a reason. It is not recorded in any way, shape, or form. Feel free to come on camera or mic if you want to hang out with Terry and I and whoever else is there. That's at 7 p.m. Eastern. And then at 9 o'clock tonight Eastern for all of our members is our TMI, Too Much Internet show. Also, apparently, I think Amy named it the one where Llama levels up, which I appreciate the Friends reference. I do. So that is our schedule for today. Now you know I'm jam-packed until like 11 my time tonight, if not more. So fine. Can't burn the candle at both ends. No, not at all. Between yesterday being a long day and today, I think it's best if I take a little lunch break. So we will be doing that, which is fine. So just make sure your notifications are on so that way you can go from, one to another. Oh, I saw the judge walk up there. Where's you ever had those mornings too where everything you're doing is in like slow motion and you're like, is this the slowest person can move? Because if so, nailing it. That's my morning. I wouldn't know why that is. Not at all. But anyway, back to this case though. We have day 3 of Mississippi versus Jeffrey Spence. Yesterday was a very interesting day. His daughter took the stand yesterday afternoon, and she wasn't anything like I thought it would be, which was very disappointing. She said a lot of stuff, but again, who do you verify and believe is up to you. Good morning, Sam. Hello. Hello. Happy birthday. I know, right? The Sierra is like, it's like everything. I might just wear this every day, streaming for like a year. People don't wear enough tiaras anymore. Why is that? In 2025, you can wear all the tiaras you want. New rule, but that's my new birthday law. Wear tiaras whenever you want, guys. Going grocery shopping, wear a tiara. Love it. I love the birthday look. Thank you. This is brought to you by Terry with 2 R's. Not Terry True Crime, but our other dear, dear friend, Mama Terry. So still can't believe I did that yesterday. That's so funny. But like, what are the odds that the only 2 people I know named Terry send me birthday stuff that arrive at the same exact time? And Terry True Crime tells me, hey, you got packages at the door. I mean, what are the odds? What are the odds? hmm Caitlin gave off some Wendy Adelson vibes. Okay, I didn't. Now, granted, according to her, they had a very, very abusive relationship, but it is still very traumatic what happened, and let alone your own father allegedly killed him without you knowing about it, and you're just sitting there like it's a fucking Tuesday. It was Thursday, but still, it was very weird to me. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about her. And the defense attorney yesterday, the defense. If I had to pick between who's winning yesterday, I would. I don't know. The defense really did a good job because they went through all this evidence. Oh, so many bags of stuff. And the prosecution, the person who was on there, also the prosecution, was trying to say that he had like $8,000 in counterfeit money in the safety deposit box with all these coins that are commercial or made for commercial use. um, and they're like, yeah, there's $8,000 of counterfeit money. And I'm like, what? What? Does he not have federal charges? How do you not have, federal charges for counterfeit money? And his lawyer, oh, bless his heart. That's a guy. He's something.
With the court's instruction not to talk about the case, investigate the case,
I talk
not
a lot
watch
about
any
the
news program or anything about the case. If you have any problems in that regard,
Anyway, it wasn't counterfeit money. It was
let
play
me
money,
know.
prop money.
I've noticed
Which,
jury is a whole lot like church. I don't guess nobody assigns seats in church, but I sit in the same place every Sunday, and y'all do too anyway. You got just your home there, but
okay.
if everybody's ready, who would state call as the next witness?
Your Honor, can we approach just for 1 second?
All right.
I love both our Jerry's as well. Yeah, so the defense attorney is like, it says in big letters on the back that this is prop money. And to which I was like, what? And the detective was like, well, we still like to call that counterfeit money. Those are 2 very different things. Okay. In my book, there's counterfeit money and there's prop money. 2 very different things. And again, it was in a safety deposit box. It's not like he was like trying to like use it. At least, I mean, he may have. I don't know. But it was a little, look at that nice ass TV they have in there. Why is it all the way? Look how big that courtroom is, first of all. And they have the TV all the way on the other side for the jury. Oh wow, that's ridiculous. Um, but I was just like, that's a little prosecution. I don't like the way that you kind of went about that there. It seemed a little deceitful. Oh, guys, don't forget to hit the like button. Please and thank you. Let everybody know that we're live. Oh, there he is. That guy. Judge goes to a Southern church for sure. You guys, it's gonna be a long day. I love that. See, that's why you gotta watch all of our shows because there's inside
we were
jokes
ready.
just everywhere.
Okay, y'all get ready.
Exactly, Lady in Gray. She says prop money isn't made to be used in a real transaction. Counter
All right, who in the state college is next to the witness?
Guy in the state is called Carolyn Wade.
Carolyn Aguayo.
Oh, that's that's the sister.
Come around, face the court reporter, be sworn in, please.
This is his other daughter, I'm pretty sure.
And see if that mic's on.
Yes, sir.
Carolyn Giovanni.
Forgiveness calls to be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
And if you can speak as close into that microphone as possible. All right.
Sister.
I'm hoping that buzz will.
Okay, spell your name, please, babes.
I think it is this. All right. Can you tell the jury who you are?
I'm Carolyn Aguayo. I'm Jeff Spence's daughter.
Okay. Where do you,
You're getting Carolyn
I'm
Jeff's
not going to
other
ask you
daughter.
where you live, and there's a reason for that.
Mhm.
Can you tell the jury why you don't want to tell the world where you live?
I've come here to help stop what has been going on for decades. But I have requested that where I live, how many children I have, any of that is not mentioned. I have moved several times. Sorry, I've got a little allergy stuff going on. I've moved several times. Once you leave a criminal family, you watch your back all the time. You move if you need to move. You protect in whatever way you need to protect. No social media, things like that. You are guarded. Once you realize that you've done something wrong to the family, you've betrayed the family, you have not been loyal the way you've been raised,
I want to enter an objection to whatever it is that this witness is referring to. There's nothing that has been ever substantiated about what she said. Nothing.
I would ask that you reply to.
It's narrative.
Don't give the narrative.
Babes, you can totally come on my show and say whatever you want. I'm here to listen. Okay.
Okay,
I
thank
will
you.
not object to you at all.
Was it always that way?
No, not at all.
Where did you grow up?
I grew up in Brookville, Pennsylvania, a little farm outside of Brookville, Pennsylvania.
Okay. And who is your father?
Jeff Spence,
Who is your mother?
Karen Spence.
And do you have any siblings?
I have one older sister, Caitlin Spence.
Okay. Now, I believe y'all are fairly close in age. Is that
Yes.
correct?
We're a year apart. She's 1 year older than me.
If I'm remembering correctly, Caitlin was born in 86, or was that,
Yes, Caitlin was born in 86,
and you were born?
the next year.
Okay. Now,
I like her shirt.
normal childhood, soccer, school. Where'd you go to college?
You don't have to say. I'll say.
I mean, normal childhood might be a little off, but I mean, as far as I've been in, dealing with this sort of thing even since I was growing up,
Okay.
as far as, game commissions that had to come to our house, It-
Sorry,
Mhm.
I didn't hear that. Please.
I wouldn't exactly describe my childhood as a normal childhood. Having game commissioners come to the house, having my dad cited for bad business practices.
Please.
Mhm.
Everything that's coming out of this young woman's mouth is just, it's trash, Judge. Nothing substantiated, it's all just trash.
Where did you go to college?
Grove City College in Pennsylvania.
And did you finish college?
I did. I double majored in early childhood and
It was
elementary.
trash.
All right. After you got your degree, did you get a job in that field?
I did. I've taught for several years.
Okay. Where was that?
So after I graduated college, I went to New Zealand for a short period of time, just to see how they did early childhood there. My professors always raved about the early childhood programs there. So I did a little time in New Zealand, but then when I came back, I moved right away to North Carolina. I didn't want to be any part of.
We object to relevance of what goes on in New Zealand that has anything to do with this.
It's distracting. All right, so you moved to North Carolina.
I moved to North Carolina. I didn't want to be in Pennsylvania. Didn't want to be near any of it.
Understood. Where in North Carolina did you move?
I moved to, I first went down to Wilmington, North Carolina, and then I got a job a little further south. So it's a little area called Oak Island. So I taught in a school there near Oak Island.
All right. Are you married?
Yes,
When did you get married?
2014.
And who did you marry?
Giovanni Awayo.
When did you marry Giovanni Aguayo?
June of 2014.
Did y'all live on Oak Island, North Carolina together?
Yes.
And what did he do? At that time, what was he doing employment-wise?
At that time, he was a Marine.
Marine? Now then, did Jeff and Karen, your mother and father, move in with y'all?
Yes. So we got married in June 2014. My parents had talked about wanting to move, with us settling down, and they moved in with us in about August of 2014. They were going to look for a place down there.
All right, so they moved in with you.
Mm-hmm.
Did you have a conversation with Giovanni about that decision for them to move in with y'all?
Object to that conversation, Judge.
I'm not asking for the conversation. I'm just asking if they had a conversation.
I'll allow that.
Yes, Gio has a very big heart.
Don't tell me what he said. Did y'all have a conversation about your mother and father moving in with y'all, being newly married?
Yes, we were.
Okay.
They were going through bankruptcy, so we felt like we could help them out.
Right. Okay. So your father was going through bankruptcy, having money problems, and y'all wanted to help him out. Is that correct?
He had to file for bankruptcy. He had a case with Jim Riddle where he had embezzled $100,000 from his business partner.
We object anything that's coming from this witness.
I'll sustain that objection and ask the jury to disregard anything that they heard about that anyway.
Okay. Don't add to the question.
Okay, sorry.
Ask the question. Answer the questions asked and stop there.
All right. So if I understand correctly, you've testified that you wanted your mother and father to move in because they were having financial trouble. in August of 2014.
Yes.
Okay. Now, how long did they stay with you?
They ended up staying 2 years.
All right. And during that period of time, did yourself and your husband help them get on their feet financially?
Yes, they weren't paying rent. We had given them one of our cars and the insurance on the cars. We did groceries. We were trying to help them get back on their feet, trying to help them recover and kind of have a fresh start. And again, we were just trying to help them.
Was your mother ever employed during that period of time?
No.
Okay. Did your father ever have any meaningful employment during that period of time?
He did not have a job. He had started or tried to start a vegetable farm with a gentleman down there.
All right. So he tried to start a vegetable farm.
Yes.
And did he talk to anybody about investing in that?
He had an investor that invested $20,000 in starting it.
Okay. Do you know anything about whether that investor was able to realize any kind of return on that investment?
He had
Hold
to
on,
take
before
it.
you answer, I think there will be objection.
Same as we had before. Talking about stuff, we have no substantiation.
I'll sustain the objection.
All right. Don't talk about the investor anymore, pursuant to the ruling of the court.
Oh my goodness.
All right.
So spicy this
Now,
morning.
at some point, did yourself and Gio decide to move to Virginia?
Yes. Gio got a job in Virginia.
All right. Was it with the Marines?
No, he'd gotten out of the Marines.
Okay.
Thank you, Jenny.
You can tell the jury what his new employment, new career was going to be.
Okay. He was going to be working for the federal government in a very similar capacity for what he had did with the Marines. But he was going to be on the civil side now. He served his years in the Marines, and now he had the opportunity to do security policing with the federal government.
All right. So did you buy property and a home?
When we first moved there, we rented, but then we did buy a cabin in Virginia.
Okay.
Thank you,
Where in
Liz,
Virginia?
for the super
Orange,
chat,
Virginia.
babe.
Okay.
I appreciate
Charlottesville
you
area.
so much. Thank you.
All right. And is that the property that y'all bought? Is that where you and Giovanni were planning to build a cabin kit for your mother and father?
So, as you can imagine, we lived with them for a while. Everybody was kind of ready for their own space. But we, again, we wanted to make sure they were on good footing. And we offered to, we had 10 acres with the cabin. So we offered to separate off a little land and do like a simple, like less than $100,000 cabin type kit, kind of a little mother-in-law suite type thing, with just having them have their own house though, but just down the lane. The idea was grandma and grandpa would be down the lane.
Who was going to pay for that kit?
Well, with them being in bankruptcy, we were gonna, the agreement was that we would get the loan, but they would have to make the mortgage payments.
Oof, this isn't going to go well.
Stop. Tell Mrs. Wyatt, stop talking about bankruptcy. There's nothing in this case.
This is Jeff's other daughter, Carolyn, the one that has no contact.
Your Honor, I think it's already been established that he was in bankruptcy as the reason that he moved in with Jeff and Gio.
I think the defendant's financial situation is relevant in this case anyway. I'm going to allow it.
There's been no substantiation of any bankruptcy ever of this man, except what's just
You can look on the federal pay search system.
Well, thank
I
you.
think that this
We will.
daughter, I think she has knowledge of it. I'm going to allow the testimony.
It's been spicy since she took the stand. For who hasn't been
Okay,
here.
so we were talking about the
Hi, on top.
yourself and your husband putting the money up for the kid to build a mother-in-law, father-in-law house on your property.
Mhm.
With that loan from the bank, certain requirements about construction, were there building codes that had to be followed, things of that nature?
Yes, so in the build, you have to do one step at a time. You have to do it correctly. Everything's got to be insured. All the contractors have to be okayed. Everything has to be a certain way for you to get the next amount of money from the loan to be released. So if you do the first step wrong, like you're already in trouble as far as being able to finish the house.
To be able to go to the next phase
Mm-hmm.
and prove that everything was done by code.
Correct.
All right. Did your father interfere with that?
Yes, so he wanted to kind of, make himself the general contractor, if you will, of the project. Well, you have a full-time job, Gio has a full-time job, I'll help out in this way. The problem that we ran into was paperwork. It was all word of mouth, well, so-and-so didn't call me back, or I got this bid, and we said, well, where's the bid? There was nothing on paper, and that wasn't gonna be working because we had to turn everything in to the bank again in order to move on with the next step. So there started to be arguments where we're like, hey, we've been clear, like, somebody has to write us up. If we're gonna get a well driller, we have to have a contract. We have to have his license number and know that he's insured, and we have to have all of that in order to turn that in to the bank, and then they okay it, that we can move forward with digging a well for the house. So that was the sort of thing that started where we started arguing over things, and we're getting upset at each other because Gio and I were trying to go by the book, and he was trying to well, this will work. This guy's been in the town for 30 years, and he's done this before.
All right.
They scammed their own daughter.
Just put a pause on that line of questioning for right now.
Mhm.
Can you tell the jury when y'all were home, did y'all watch TV together? With
Yeah,
your
we,
mother and father?
initially, again, we didn't know that, other things were going on. We thought we were doing the right thing. We thought we were helping. We would watch a lot of movies together.
What kind of TV programs did your father enjoy watching?
We watched things like Breaking Bad, Blacklist. We watched
Soon to be.
It's not relevant.
Soon to be relevant.
It's not. Let's get out of here. It's not
so
relevant.
we would watch a lot of movies, and
Good shows.
that Jeff always likes to dialogue. So one of the things, initially that kind of perked me up to like this.
Does he love the
odd.
dialogue?
We were watching a movie, and he said, oh, well, if I was ever going to have to kill someone, I'd use a shotgun. And that's because you wouldn't have to worry about the casing.
Who said that?
My dad.
Okay.
Yeah, he's a real scumbag. Carolyn, if anybody knows her, she can come on my show, tell all her family's dirty laundry. I will not object. I will not say that her words are trash, because for those of you that just joined us, that is exactly what the defense attorney objected and said. Excuse me, what she's saying is trash. Her words are trash. Yeah. She is estranged from her family, no contact. And in case you guys don't remember, somebody wrote an anonymous letter to the Pennsylvania police saying that they were on the right track, looking into Jeff, and that was written by her husband, Giovanni. So,
Jeff Spence.
Your father?
My dad.
she dropped that, oh my gosh, one, apparently he wanted to have a vegetable farm. Oh, these weird things about Jeff are kind of funny. I'm guessing he scammed that person out of $20,000. He apparently embezzled $100,000. When did she say they moved in? Like 2014? I want to say she said. Oh, I'm not entirely sure. Well, after he stole Goliath. Okay. Because remember, yesterday we learned he stole a deer. A whole ass deer. Whole ass buck. Stole it. So, that's got to be tough testifying against your dad. Yes, Dave. Yes, Dave. Look at how distraught she is, okay? About their relationship, about everything her parents have done. She's on the stand. She clearly does not really want to be there and doing this, but she thinks they're bad people. Where her sister, whose baby daddy was shot and killed by allegedly her dad that confessed to her, sat there all day like it was no big deal. I'm just saying, night and day. Night and day. Carolyn, come talk to us. And she says, don't think what she's saying is trash, is proper grounds. No, it's not. It's little Llama, we all had a rough morning today. Little Llama didn't even wake up to go to school. He's going to school now, but that's why I stepped away. And as soon as I heard that, I came back in like, what? Really? How are you going to say that? Is Giovanni going to testify? I hope so. I was saying I hope he did earlier. I didn't even think about the other sister testifying at all, actually. So this is quite a surprise. And she said it is a criminal family. She doesn't want anybody to know where she lives, how many kids she has,
When families sit
anything.
down and watch TV shows together, do they normally take notes about what's going on?
No, I mean,
Did your father do that?
so normally people would just watch a show like that for entertainment, but Jeff learns from them.
I'm sorry.
Jeff learns from them.
How do you know that? Do you
Because
have?
he discusses everything. Like even with himself, he'll have long conversations. He'll practice things.
He's so going to take the
That's
stand.
something I even saw in my childhood. He'd have an argument with a business partner, and he'd be pacing the floor that night and
Relaying it to
Yes, Lady
some
Green.
program?
Again, with something like Breaking Bad, like most people would watch that and be terrified. Like, that's not
Terrified.
normal life for most people. That's not something
Great
like,
show.
oh, hey, that was a good idea.
It's well
When
written.
he said that about using a shotgun, did he say anything about the projectile or the shell casing?
Yeah, the whole idea with a shotgun is it's harder to trace.
No, specifically, did he say anything about the shotgun shells? Do you recall?
Yes, a shotgun shell is huge. I'm sure most of you know that. You're not going to be looking around for little bullet casings, and that's if you have to shoot more than once. And that was his comment as well, if you only have to shoot someone once, the casing doesn't even come out. Now, if you end up having to shoot again, then, at least you're looking for something that big.
Okay. Now then, in general, the condition of the property that you had on the curtilage or the yard around the driveway, that area, I'm not talking about the house or the cabin. Talking about the land, how much land did you have?
It was 10 acres, almost entirely wooded.
Okay.
We were back in the woods, and
Did you have a gate around that property?
we had a gate that went into our backyard and back into the woods behind our house.
Okay. Now, did tensions arise between yourself and your father about how he used that yard, that property?
Yeah, so as we were building, as I mentioned, some arguments started about doing things the right way. Jeff has always tried to make money off of little things like, oh, come pick up this tractor. I'm just trying to get rid of it. And then, so he'd bring that to the land and then he'd try and sell that. So we started having people coming onto our land, like looking for Jeff. And all the while we're trying to build a house. We didn't want anyone in a construction zone where somebody could get hurt. Then all of a sudden we're getting sued because somebody got hurt that never should have been on the property in the first place.
Yeah, for
So
sure.
these are the things that we started worrying about as a young couple, that, hey, we're not protected. I mean, I'm a teacher, he's a police officer. We're not full of cash. If somebody gets hurt, like, we're in trouble. So those arguments kept happening. And one particular discussion, I was pregnant at the time, so I had gone into the house to use the bathroom, and I came back out came to the window, and I saw that Gio and Jeff were having an argument. They were both talking loud, and I saw Jeff step to Gio, and I could see in his eyes, I was like, oh, you got to be kidding me. And he stepped back, so he thought better of it.
It's okay, girl. Keep it together. You're doing great.
Well, this is where my husband was
Hold on one
threatened.
second. Let them finish.
So
Hold on one second.
We've got much of a rambling testimony. That needs to be more
Specific, non-narrative.
It's hard for me to referee a wrestling match. Just try to get specific questions, specific answers.
All right.
I understand.
And if I understand your testimony correctly, you've got a loan for $100,000 or around $100,000 for this cabin kit, correct?
Thank you, 80.
It turned into $178,000
Okay.
by the time Jeff was done.
Ooh,
And that was put in
$178,000.
jeopardy by Jeff not following the code, cutting corners and that kind of thing.
Right. The ball was already rolling. There was no way of stopping it at that point. We were in it.
Just in the way we're going to do it, I'm going to ask you a question, yes or no, and then if I need you to explain, I'll ask.
Okay.
If that's okay.
That's fine.
All right. So, in addition to that, did your dad? He just acquired junk. Is that
Yes.
Is that fair?
Yes.
Can you briefly tell the jury about that?
It's part of not wanting to work. It's a laziness. You're trying to make money off of nothing.
Okay.
I mean,
I sustain the objection.
All right.
Move on.
I'll move on.
okay.
Did that interest that your father have result in a bunch of junk in your yard?
Yes, we had to clean
Sorry.
literal.
Thank you for the super sticker on top. Thank
I
you.
think it ended up being
Appreciate your
3
support.
tons
Thank
of
you.
junk off of our property to clean it off after we got him out.
Okay. Now then, was there a conversation that you, your husband, and your father had where all of this came to a head?
Yes,
And where was that conversation? Where did it take place and when?
McDonald's, he didn't want my mom present.
What did you explain to your dad about the situation, and what was his response?
We tried another sit down where we said, look, we have to do this a certain way. We have to go by the book. Otherwise, all of this is going to get messed up. There's no reason to not have a contract on someone.
Okay, so all of these things came to his attention directly by you and Gio. What was his response?
Thank you.
He was angry. He said, well, I guess I can't do it your way. And we kept trying to reiterate, it's not our way, it's the bank's way. We're not trying to be stubborn. There's codes when you build. It's not codes we came up with. everybody has to build. Even if you put a porch on your house, you have to do it by code.
And at this time, were they living in the house with you?
At this time, they had a basement apartment under a family on the lake, Lake Louisa.
And then as a result of this confrontation at McDonald's, did you come to any realization with Gio about your father not being who you thought he was?
Thank you.
I
Kelly.
saw
Thank you.
I saw an anger and a violence in his eyes I had never seen before. In the way he was speaking to Gio, and I saw how angry he was, and that was when he said, "I'm done. I'm out. Basically, this mess is yours."
And after that, did y'all install video surveillance around your property?
Yes, we put up cameras. At that point, there was too much animosity. There was too much that was being done behind our backs, that at that point we weren't feeling safe.
Did you put up video surveillance around your property?
Yes, cameras.
Okay. After that, was your video surveillance system ever altered or adjusted in any way by
He's got that
anybody
cashew
other than
money.
yourself and your husband?
Yes, the camera cord to our security camera was cut.
How did you know how your camera system was cut and who cut it?
We were in the house. Jeff had been told to get all his stuff off the property because we were done. So he was going into our garage, which is back behind our house. He was going into the garage to get his stuff. He noticed the camera, went behind our shed, cut the camera, and of course we knew he cut the camera because we're in the house, and the camera feed to one of the cameras goes out.
So you saw it with your own eyes, your father cutting the camera feed?
He was behind a shed. So he walks behind
Ballsy
the shed.
to do, and her
The
husband.
camera feed goes out. Gio goes out to check it. It's been cut.
All right. Now,
That
in and around this time, tell the jury what time frame this is.
This is August of 2018.
Okay. Now, in and around this time, did you have a conversation with your father about life insurance on your husband?
He had, in one of his arguments with Gio, he had told Gio, "Karen and I want to pay for $1 million life insurance policy for you." And of course, Gio thought that was odd. He has a job, he has life insurance. So he shared that with me. And I told Gio, I was like,
This
I
is
don't
their
understand
other
what's
daughter.
what's the thought process before that? He said, "Well, they mentioned the baby, you have our firstborn, our son was gonna be born in November." And he said, but it was odd. It was during one of our conversations about the house. Like there was no, like my mom wasn't there. I wasn't there. Like, if this was something that was really about the grandbaby, why was this coming up?
And this was during all the tensions.
It never came up until the fighting started.
Now, was there a conversation about a meal ticket? What was that about?
So a meal ticket.
You're messing up my meal ticket.
So with,
And if you know,
yeah, I'm not recalling a meal ticket
Okay.
comment.
Was he upset that they weren't allowed to get $1 million policy on Gio's life?
He just seemed flustered. Like, anytime we didn't agree with him, it was just, "Oh, well, you all are stupid." So of course he was upset about it. We weren't agreeing with him.
All right. Did you ever take any action because your father was trespassing on your property?
When he cut the camera cord, we called the sheriffs, because at that point I had tried to reason with him. Gio had tried to reason with him. Trust me, we wanted the family relationship to be good. I had tried until I was blue in the face. And at that point I was like, I don't know what else to do other than to get the police involved.
And did you ever find any personal property of you and your husband Gio missing after the security camera was cut?
Yes, so we had, again, as I mentioned with this house build, Gio and I are careful about paperwork. And we, when we moved into the cabin, the logs, if you're familiar with log cabins, they have to be stained. So we got bids for someone to treat the wood to preserve it for the cabin. And we got these bids. And again, this was a typical thing of my dad's to do. So he said, oh, hey, like they're going to charge, $30,000 for this. I'll do it for 10. So we're like, well, this is the big project. This is going to be a lot of work. Are you sure? So we just wrote up a little legal note on a legal pad.
Let me stop you there. Did he ever take, or are you aware of any time that your father had taken any property from you or your husband during that period of time?
That paper went missing.
Okay.
But also things like my husband's tools. Like again, Gio in the Marines, police officer, very orderly.
Okay,
Knows-
that's good. No narrative.
Okay.
Mr. Bio can't tie something to Jeff Spence just because something comes missing or they misplace it or whatever. Doesn't mean that he has done anything wrong.
Unless you can tie it to Mr. Spence.
Broken nail.
Move on to that, and yours will.
Finding it in.
Your will disregard that last comment unless you can tie it to something.
Where's
After-
Buffy? Does she even know she's missing this right now?
Did you instruct her?
I instructed Jerry to disregard that last comment.
After the cutting of the surveillance system around your property and calling the sheriff, did you ever have to call the sheriff again?
A couple days later, he came back on the property, and again, this was on our security camera. He pulls a knife out of his pocket, cuts we put a zip tie on the latch and the gate, so just as extra security. So yes, that was cut, and so we called the police again, because at that point, the sheriff that came 2 days
Let me
prior,
stop you there. Who cut it?
Jeff
And
Spence.
entered your property
Yes,
after having been told not to come back on your property?
correct.
Maybe her and
And
Savage
how
are
did you
hanging
know
out.
that he cut the strip?
It's on camera.
You had it on camera.
Mhm.
Now then, do you recall the last time that that you, and I may be wrong about
Well,
this, but there was a
hello, Mama
time
Llama.
when they were leaving
Yep.
the car and you were trying to talk to your mother? That's not testimony, that's background.
I'm gonna see where it goes.
Do you recall that situation?
He would call.
Yes or no? Do you recall that?
Yes.
Okay. And I'm really referring to your mother.
Mm-hmm.
And I want you to tell the jury, was your mother a part of, did she know what was going on? And how did you know that?
Yes, my mom has always been aware of what's going on, and she has been a driver for him. She was a driver for him when they poisoned the water troughs of the deer farm.
Oh, no, hold on.
She-
No narrative.
The deer
She is
farm.
always aware.
Okay. Now,
Thank you. Thank you. I got
you
a bunch of
talked about
presents
your
yesterday.
dad buying and selling junk.
There he is. Hello, Savage. Good morning.
At times, would he go outside or across state lines during that period of time?
Yes, all the time. Big drives were a thing for him, and my mom would keep a cell phone.
Objection, ma'am. I have an objection. Unless she can tie it to some basis of knowledge, you can't just be sitting up here accusing whatever's coming.
Rephrase the question as to lay a foundation as to her knowledge.
Do you know why? How did you know that your father would cross state lines?
One particular time he went to Georgia.
Do you know?
Yes, I know he would cross state lines.
All right.
Yes.
And would he take certain precautions when he did that?
Yeah.
He would.
Let's let him have a basis of knowledge.
Thank you, Judge.
Do you know whether he took any precautions when he did that?
He would.
Back up a step before that. That's basic knowledge that he believed he could say.
Wow.
He was around us all the time. He was living with us for 2 years.
Did he ever say where he had been
Thank you,
All the
Stringer.
time.
and where he got
Thank
from?
you.
Yes, because if we went a day without seeing him, that was weird.
And did you ever ask him where he got certain property that made its
Yes,
way on
and
your
so
land?
he'd say, "Oh, I made a run to Georgia, or I went to South Carolina yesterday."
I forget
Now,
which state
were
she
you
said
aware
she
of
lived in at the
precautions
time.
that
Does
he
anybody
took
remember?
in order to go to Georgia to buy property to bring back and put in your yard?
He'd leave his cell phone with my mom.
Okay.
How would she know that? Objection.
He told me.
Objection.
Lay a foundation through basic knowledge.
How do you know that he would leave his cell phone with you?
North Carolina. Thank you,
Through
Kelly.
his own mouth, he would tell me.
She's not denying anything. She is so spicy. Oh, it has been a spicy morning.
Back to that. Do you recall the incident with your mother leaving in the car that we were
Yes.
talking about earlier?
Yes,
All right. When was that?
it was shortly after all this was happening, where he had called her to come pick him up.
Okay. Did she come pick him up?
She came. Are you referring to when? So she came to pick him up the first time he was arrested.
I'm talking about the last time you ever saw
Expect
him.
an objection. She is so fucking over that defense attorney. If you're just joining us, the first person on the stand is Carolyn. I don't remember what her last name is. She didn't spell it, so that's why we don't have it on the screen. But the other daughter, Carolyn, because remember Jeff and Karen had two daughters, Caitlin, who was with Kirby, and then Carolyn, who was with Giovanni. And the second she took the stage, it has been spicy all morning. She has no contact with her parents. She talked all about, she tried to get out talking all about being a part of a criminal family. She's mentioned that Jeff embezzled $100,000. Apparently somebody tried to poison the deer troughs. I didn't catch if that was him or her mom that she said did that. They let them live with them for a couple years because they were experiencing bankruptcy. And what was only supposed to cost her and her husband $100,000, ended up costing $178,000 because it sounds like Daddy-O was skimming.
I want to clear something up with you. We're talking about two different things. Your mother came to pick him up after you had called the sheriff's department out there because he had trespassed. Is that correct? Do you remember that event?
He had,
Just yes or no?
yes,
Yes. And when you said when you had him arrested, you're talking about that misdemeanor trespass on your property, correct?
yes.
Okay, so that's clear. Was there a time where you tried to talk to your mother about these things?
Yes.
And what was her response?
Objection, talking hearsay.
It's not.
I'm
It's gonna be a long day, but this is worth it.
quote from it, just general attitude.
Yes. What did she do when you were attempting to try to get her attention?
I walked out to her car because she wasn't getting out of her car, and I said, "Mom, we need to have a conversation about what's happening." And she would not get out of her car. She was talking to me through the window, and she was
Don't say anything that she said.
okay.
What did she do?
She got a call from Jeff, and then she peeled out.
Okay. Was that the last meaningful contact you've had with your mother?
She has continued to text, now not in the past couple of years, but she would continue to send texts because we were able to get a no contact on Jeff, but not on her. So I would get little things from her, like heard y'all were in Texas, heard y'all had a baby girl, little plugs to let us know that, hey.
After that last contact with your mother, when y'all were actually in the same place there in Virginia, did you and your family move somewhere else?
Yes. So with what happened with the house, once we were able to finish it, we put it up for sale. It wasn't selling. We ended up having to sell our own home because again, we couldn't make 2 mortgage payments.
Understood. Did y'all
So
move from that location?
we had to move.
What was the primary reason for you moving?
We moved initially because we had to sell our home, but then we were able to get jobs elsewhere so we could get away from it all.
Okay. Now, court's indulgence.
It's too bad. Sounds like a real crap hole family. You're right, Lady in Gray. That's just gonna be spicy.
Thank you, Jeff.
Oh. I think it's time. Must be because it's so slow, so. I wonder if he's gonna talk in the mic.
When you and your husband moved to Oak Island, North Carolina, Jeff and Karen lived elsewhere. That's a yes or no?
Yes.
They still lived on the farm in Pennsylvania.
In February of 2014, they got a beach rental in the town where we lived.
Now, you're not answering my question.
You didn't
When
ask the
you and
question.
your husband moved to Oak Island, your mother and father still lived on the farm in Pennsylvania.
That's not correct.
Why is it not correct?
Because they moved to Oak Island. They rented an apartment in February.
Is that what this show
They
is
moved
about?
to Oak Island. I'm getting there. But when you moved to Oak Island, they didn't live there on Oak Island.
And I hadn't married my husband at that point either, sir. When I moved to Oak Island and I bought a house in Oak Island, Gio wasn't even in the picture yet.
You were single. When you
That's
moved
correct.
to Oak Island, you were single.
That's correct.
And after you moved to Oak Island, let me back up. When you moved to Oak Island, your parents still lived in Pennsylvania.
That's correct.
And when when they moved to Oak Island, you weren't married.
That's correct.
And when they moved to Oak Island, it's because You invited them to come.
I didn't stop them from coming.
Well-
I would definitely not phrase it as I invited them to pick up their 30-year life on a farm in Pennsylvania and
Well,
move to
you
North Carolina.
not only invited them, ma'am, they lived with you.
My husband wanted to help them, and I didn't want to
No,
be.
You weren't married. You just got through telling us when you moved to Oak Island, you were living alone. You were single.
When they moved in with us, we were married at that point.
Okay, so you moved. You asked your parents to move to Oak Island, and your husband agreed.
That's incorrect.
I'm sorry.
That's incorrect, sir.
Your husband did not okay them moving in with him?
They moved in with us in August of 2014. I married my husband in June of 2014. My parents rented a place on Oak Island in February of 2014.
All right, so they moved there and were paying their own rent.
For a couple months, yes, sir, to the beach apartment. When they moved in with us, they didn't pay rent.
My point
That
is-
was the point.
Okay, all right. So
All
your
right.
parents moved to Oak Island and rented their own place.
For a couple months. It was a month-to-month beach rental. This was not a place they could rent long-term.
You have more knowledge about your parents' business than any person I think I have ever heard of.
Shut
Wouldn't
the
you
fuck
if they
up.
lived with
Let me
you?
finish.
I grew up with them, so my early life was with them. And then as an adult, they lived with me for 2 years
At your
And-
request.
at my husband's generous offer, sir.
Y'all.
At your request.
It wasn't my request. I've said that.
It was your husband's generous offer.
Correct.
And you are telling us that you didn't agree?
I agreed.
Or are you just letting your husband run the household?
No, sir. If you knew me, you'd know that wasn't the case.
Actually, Gio has a reputation for being very difficult, doesn't he?
No, he doesn't, sir.
Very demanding.
He's had a lot of honorable positions over the years, and we wouldn't be here if he wasn't an honorable man.
After your husband's generous offer,
Right?
Karen and Jeff Spence lived with you, you said, for 2 years.
Correct.
And then you and Gio got jobs in Virginia.
Correct.
And when you moved, Jeff and Karen were still in Oak Island.
Jeff moved to Virginia before Karen because
You didn't listen to my question.
I'm listening, sir.
When you and Gio moved to Virginia, Jeff and Karen still lived on Oak Island. Yes or no?
yes,
Okay. And they continued to live on Oak Island for a good while.
that's wrong.
Wrong in what way?
About a month after we moved to
Somebody's
Virginia,
back there.
Jeff showed up at the door, said, "Hey kids, I got a job here. Is it okay if I stay here?" So my mom continued to live on Oak Island.
For how long?
My dad very quickly moved back in with us in Virginia
For how long?
for a few months before we could sell the house.
So your parents stayed, or your parents and then your mother stayed on Oak Island in the house that you were trying to sell.
Lisa,
My
come
mom
on.
stayed in the house that we
Well,
eventually sold.
Until
Hi,
Jeff showed up
babes.
at your front door.
Happy birthday,
in
twinsies.
Orange, Virginia, he was
Thank
in
you for
Oak
the
Island as
super
well.
chat. I'm going to tell
For
all
about
our
a month.
friends so they're jealous.
That's what I said, okay? And
Thank you, babe.
they were helping you out by paying your mortgage payment in the house that you were trying to sell.
So they didn't.
You didn't listen to my question.
Oh, I thought you wanted an answer.
I do want you to answer it. And basically, it's a yes or no answer, and then you can explain.
We do
When
love Lisa.
you
Miss
and
her.
Gio moved to Virginia, your parents stayed in your house in Oak Island and made your mortgage payment. Yes or no?
No.
So you were making
What a
mortgage
fantastic
payment
day.
in Oak Island, and you were making a rent payment in Virginia?
Correct. And as I stated, again, Jeff was not staying in Oak Island. He was there for a month. My mom continued to stay. The last couple months, I believe it was 2 or 3 months before we sold the house, we
Love
asked
you.
for help with
Thank
the
you,
mortgage
Lisa.
payment because, again, now we had 2 mortgages again. And she was staying at the beach house. She wanted to stay at the beach house until it was sold. We said, can you guys chip in a little bit for the mortgage payment? They did not pay the whole mortgage. And again, we're talking about 2 or 3 months before it sold.
They made payments. They made payments on your mortgage.
That's the only time we had to ask for help for them. And we were, again, that was in the middle of a move, career transitions. Jeff is already living with us in Virginia. And my mom is there so she can walk the dog on the beach and live in peace.
And how long before Jeff and Karen got the rental apartment in the basement on the lake in the gated community?
They moved, they got that around, we had moved into our cabin. We got our cabin in the summer of 2016. And they initially lived for a little while with us in that cabin. And then they found the apartment on the lake. So again, with the math, they lived with us, whether they lived in the rental with us and they lived with us in the Oak Island house and they lived with us in the Orange, Virginia cabin. It was 2 years before they moved to the lake.
And that's not the cabin that you were building. That was the cabin that was already built.
That was the cabin we bought for our family. Gio and I bought for our family. And again, we welcomed them into that home until we then said, hey, let's get you your own space.
So the cabin that was being built in stages was for Jeff and Karen.
Correct.
It wasn't for you and Gio.
It wasn't.
Okay. And you're being separated from your mother and father for what, 8 years, 7, 8 years, right?
About 7 years.
Originated with disputes over this cabin that Jeff and Karen were going to be living in.
Correct.
And Jeff and Karen were going to be paying for.
Yes, they were going to be making the mortgage payments. We had made that agreement.
That's not rocket science. It's a yes or no. They were going to be
Yes,
making,
Spencer.
He is so
making
insulting.
mortgage payments.
Yes.
He's so insulting to her.
So it was a piece of property that was being developed.
She was here.
In their interest. Yes?
In my parents' interest, yes, I'd say so.
Yes. And the falling out that you have had originated with that piece of property, that project, that cabin. That Jeff
Bye,
calls it a
Lisa. We
modular
love you.
home. I don't know what a modular home is, but apparently it's a home that's built in stages. Is that right?
That's correct.
And it was going to be theirs, not yours, theirs. Yes?
It was going to be in our name because we were the ones getting the loan for it. So.
But it was going to be theirs in terms of where they would occupy private space.
They were going to live there.
That's what I just said. Occupy private space, live there, right?
Can you repeat that last part?
It was going to be their place, their private place, their home. It was going to be for them.
They were going to live there, yes.
And in the meantime, while this
You see that look? She could the prosecutor like,
Jeff and Karen didn't live in that cabin with you. They lived on a lake in a basement apartment they had found on their own. You had nothing to do with that.
That's correct.
And the falling out that has apparently caused so much, I don't know what to call it, that you feel so upset about, started over that modular home.
That was when we started to see his business side.
Well, your dad's business side, he gets things done.
I would call it con artistry, sir.
You would call it what?
con artistry.
Let me say it louder for
Your
you in the
daddy would
microphone.
get things done, such as a well dug.
Yeah, whether it was the correct way or not.
Well, you don't know if it wasn't the correct way. Your dad got the
Sir,
well.
I grew up with that man. I know if it was the correct way or not.
You didn't have anything to do with getting the well.
I love you, Carolyn.
He did that.
What he did, sir, was we had no contract in place. While Gio and I were both working a full-time job, something he's not familiar with, he had a well driller put the rig into our land with no contract, no insurance in place. I come home, and yes, sir, I was upset when I got home that day because I had a well being dug on my property, and I don't know if this guy was going to charge $2,000. I don't know if this guy was going to charge $200,000. There was no contract in place. There was just a man digging a hole in the property.
An experienced well digger who dug wells all over that neighborhood.
He didn't even have a location, sir. You couldn't even look him up. You couldn't find his license. You couldn't get him on the phone.
So it's the fact that the well got dug is beside the point to you.
That is something that still bothers me because the family that ended up moving into that home had to have a whole nother well dug. So another young family became a victim because it wasn't done right.
Have you been keeping a diary on all this over the years?
Sir.
Do you remember things about your family, sir?
I'm sorry, ma'am. I asked you.
This has changed my life, sir.
And you.
The victims that have come out of the woodwork, even living in Virginia, 2 ladies were glaring at me in Walmart, and I found out it was the 2 ladies that he was working for as a contractor on their home, and he had messed up their entire house. He had to be let go from that job, and they had to hire a whole nother contractor. So now I'm getting hate stares in Walmart in my hometown, and I don't even know why. So this is personal to me, sir, because it has affected my life, and it has affected my husband's life and our children's lives.
It's very personal to you, Ms. Aguayo, obviously. And I am absolutely overwhelmed by the detail that you can draw from years ago, as if you have been keeping a running check on your.
You're not experienced with people that have relatively good memories, sir.
When you
I have
and
nothing to say.
Gio
Bravo, Carolyn.
were first moved to Virginia, your mama came after your daddy came, and y'all were all in agreement. You didn't say no, did you?
We didn't know they were doing anything wrong. Again, they had gone through bankruptcy. We thought we were trying to help. Who doesn't want to help their parents who are going through?
I believe this ground has been plowed thoroughly.
Now let's keep going.
About why they moved in. About 15 questions about it.
I just want a yes or a no.
Oh,
Ask your question anyway.
Your father moved in with you in Orange, Virginia, followed by your mother a couple of months later. And you could say no, couldn't you?
I'm sorry, sir, but I think you want a yes or no answer, but that's not phrased in the way to give you a yes or no.
Well, you didn't say no, Miss Aguayo.
They had permission to live with us. I mean, they weren't breaking into our home every night.
Thank you. They had permission. That's all I
Thank
want
you,
you to
Dave,
say
for
is
super
you
chat.
could say no and you didn't say
Objection,
no.
Your Honor. That is argument.
She answered the question. Move on.
And
All this down.
the animosity that you have exhibited since you got into this room this morning all stems from the building of that modular home and disagreements over that.
No, sir. My uncomfortableness with having to be in this courtroom is because that man over there is not even handcuffed. And you don't know what it's like to move almost every year of your life and still get text messages from Karen, your mother, saying, hey, how's Texas? Or how's that new baby granddaughter? I would not communicate back with her. It's not like I was communicating back. She was letting me know, we know where you are. We know your kids.
How do you know your mother wasn't just expressing genuine affection for you?
Because if she had genuine affection for me, sir, she would have stopped this years ago. She would have stopped this years ago. She would have said, enough is enough. If I can't change that man, I'm going to leave that man. But she's part of it. So how are you going to leave someone when you're their partner? You're their Bonnie and Clyde.
Okay. Bonnie and Clyde, your mama's Bonnie?
They would joke about it.
Oh, come on.
She would bring him contraband when he was out on work release. Like that's not Bonnie and Clyde?
Yeah, Judge, let me approach. I need you.
You're doing great, Carolyn. We got you, girl. We got you. You're doing great. Oh, wow. This is, y'all, I didn't even, Simi, sorry for coming in hot. Yo. Yeah, I don't blame you. It has been hot since she took the stand this morning, and that attorney objected and said her words were trash. This is really unhinged. The way this lawyer is being so insulting too is unhinged. It's crazy. I couldn't have asked for a better day, to be quite honest. Yes, this is spicy. We love her. We support you, Carolyn. And like I said, you want to come on my show? All your tea? Do it.
Made by the witness.
I will not object to you. He's such an asshole. Wow.
You and Gio,
Oh, he's black. Okay.
even though the house that was being built, the modular cabin that was being built was for your parents, you and Gio wanted to control everything. Isn't that so?
If you had $178,000 loan in your name, would you want some control?
I ask you a question that's yes or no. You and Gio wanted to control everything, yes or no?
No.
Well, that's what the falling out was about, right?
No.
That's what the meeting at McDonald's was all about, right?
No.
And your father looked at you and said, your husband can be difficult himself, can he?
I would not agree with that, sir.
Welcome.
Pardon me?
I would not agree with that, sir.
All right. Well, on the day that you were going to meet at McDonald's, where you did meet at McDonald's, and this all came to
Where
a
is
head,
Buffy?
Gio was demanding that it take place on his couch in his basement apartment, not McDonald's.
We wanted Karen to be a part of the conversation.
And Gio went to your mother and father's apartment and broke into the apartment and sat on the couch himself and demanded that Karen call Jeff and come and sit on that couch because Gio said so.
That's a lie.
That's a question. And you can answer it yes or no.
He did not. That's a no.
I think that's a lie is a no. I think that qualifies as a no.
Say hi.
And your mother was home in bed. You do acknowledge that your mother has serious health issues, right?
I acknowledge she has self-diagnosed health issues when it's convenient for her.
Malignant, huh?
She rallies real quick
Are
when
you-
she's needed by dad.
You're accusing your mother of being a hypochondriac?
No, that's called malingering.
Growing up with that woman, I know that I would disagree with her calling herself ill. We'll put it that way. I know you want me to keep it short. That woman's not ill.
You don't think that your mother's migraine headaches are real?
People have headaches, sir.
Migraine headaches.
Yes, migraine headaches. People have migraine headaches.
I didn't ask you if people had migraine headaches. Ms. Aguayo, I asked you if you disagreed that your mother is a migraine sufferer.
She would have migraine headaches, yes.
And have you ever had a migraine?
She was not in bed that day. When Gio knocked on the door, she was sitting on the couch.
Really? Were you seeing from afar?
Hey, Kelly.
How do you know?
I communicate with my husband, sir. I think most people do.
How do you
Now, I was, as mentioned, I was very pregnant with my son. So I didn't, because they wouldn't even, I didn't walk back into where they lived. My husband did. I'm calling my mom on the phone saying, Mom, you need to know what's going on. This affects your life too.
Let's get that down pat. You didn't walk in. Your husband did. Your husband
It's true.
went from the gate on the gated community through the woods around the fence.
Oh, no. So this is a gated community. There's no woods he's walking through. This is a paved road. He's walking down a road. He's knocking on a door where a family lives above them, by the way. We're not breaking into a home. We're knocking on a door, seeing a lady sitting on a couch that's supposed to be in bed with a migraine. And she's not picking up her phone when her daughter's calling her.
You weren't with him.
That's correct, sir. As I mentioned, I was about 6 or 7 months pregnant at that time. I'm not schlepping back 2 miles into a gated community because my mom can't be bothered to open the gate because she doesn't want to see the next mess that he's made.
So
She
your
is
husband
awesome.
walked 2 miles into a gated community where he was not invited, he was not permitted, he didn't live there, he bypassed the gate, and he walked 2 miles because he said so. That's where the meeting was supposed to take place because Gio said so.
If you can't get in touch with someone on the phone, particularly your mother-in-law, do you think that maybe you might want to go check on her and see why she's not picking up her phone?
Not if you,
Wow.
your mother is quite capable of making a phone call if she needs help.
I thought you just said she was very ill, sir.
Your mother is very ill.
But she doesn't need checked on?
Yes.
When's the last time you actually had a civil conversation with mom or dad?
December of 2018, I tried to have a conversation with my mom. My son was about a month at that point. They had missed all the initial baby things. And of course, with Jeff, we had a no contact order. But with my mom, I said, can you fix this? Can you do something so that, we can be a family?
Well,
And that didn't go well. Being a grandmother was not as important to her as, continuing with Jeff. And I'll be careful how I phrase it.
So you didn't want to have anything to do with your mother because she loved her husband and saw him.
Absolutely not, sir.
Let me finish. And saw her husband as her life partner. And you wanted to rule. You and Gio always want to rule the roost, don't you?
No, sir, that's very incorrect.
How dare you try to be a reasonable
Someone into
person?
their home if they wanted to rule the roost. Like that's not, those aren't the kind of hearts that like, I got to be in control of everything and I got to be in charge. Like you don't let people into your little circle of control if you want to rule a roost. None of what you're saying makes sense.
Well, it was your home. Y'all had a fight over a modular home that you
Objection. Yes, sir.
I've had to go to the bathroom so bad. I can't.
Plowed this ground many, many times.
Spicy.
I think I can ask you this question safely.
Oh.
You don't have respect for your mother, do you?
That's incorrect, sir.
You don't.
I love my parents. I love my sister. I love my family that have, like my family in Pennsylvania that I don't talk to anymore. I love them all. The love doesn't change. But getting my children and my husband out of danger's way, out of harm's way, that is more important to me than being able to pick up the phone and say, "Oh, Mama, you'll never guess what the baby did today."
So
It's
a hard
either
choice to
that,
make.
or I continue to put my husband and leave him with a target on his back after he's been threatened. I won't do that, sir. I love my husband, and that's it. So I will give up a phone call with my mama.
a target on your husband's back? Who put the target on your husband?
Look at there.
Jeff,
Oh. No,
In
it's
what
okay.
way?
It's okay.
he has offered to put $1 million life insurance policy on him. We had a recording device in our garage where he says, after we've called the sheriff, he says, look up along that walkway. You'll see a dead man walking. I'm coming for you, son. You don't know what you've gotten yourself
Oh,
into.
geez. All right.
It's all recorded.
Well, I've never heard it. Okay.
It wasn't allowed.
You don't have any respect and love for your father either, do you?
Can't break this momentum,
Love?
guys.
Yes. After understanding what he has done over the years and seeing what he's done, respect, no.
Let me ask you this. You have children, I've heard you refer to. Yes? You have children, yes?
Yes.
Better watch your lines, sir.
Small children.
Your Honor,
I'm not comfortable
objection.
talking about my kids in front.
Good. Good for her. Good for her. Not doing it. You're doing great, Carolyn. I know you're probably pissed and frustrated. Oh, you know what? I'm going to go pee. But you're doing great, babes. You're doing great.
With respect to $100,000 or $1 million life insurance on your husband, do you, Ms. Aguayo, not think it's reasonable and responsible for a parent like David Hill to insure myself for my children's benefit in the event that something happens to me?
Absolutely.
Yes or no? I don't want to lecture. I want you to tell these folks whether or not you think it's reasonable.
Objection.
Yes.
You think it's, you think
Yes, I upped my life insurance policy to attend here today, sir, because I want my kids taken care of.
well, that's a responsible parent, isn't it?
Yes, and as I mentioned, both of us had life insurance at that time. We were not going to be leaving our baby son with nothing should something happen to us. We both already had life insurance. The curious part is why they felt at that need when we started arguing to up his life insurance policy.
Well, you know, Ms. Aguayo, would it surprise you to know that I'm a grandparent and I have given the same advice to all three of my children?
Have you offered to pay for it, sir, in the middle of an
Objection,
argument?
Your Honor. Objection. I don't think that was a question.
She had a response.
Can you rephrase it in the form of a
I
question?
think you can respond.
I ask it in a question form, Judge.
You can respond. You can say yes or no and then explain your answer.
I think the issue, Ms. Aguayo, concerning life insurance is not who pays for it, but who the beneficiary is. Would you agree?
If you feel like you're going to be able to convince your daughter that this was all an accident and then you do benefit because you move back into the cabin with your new grandbaby, then I'd say you are benefiting if that's your end term goal, sir. Get him out of the picture. This now becomes my house.
Okay, I got some coffee too. Oh boy. Yeah, no, I think if somebody was like, yeah, you need to get a $1 million life and policy with elbow feet, I'd be like, this is usually a red flag.
When you bought the house, your house, on Oak Island, where you invited your parents to come stay,
Not supposed to, probably.
when you bought it, Jeff Spence gave you a $10,000 down payment, didn't he?
No, he didn't.
Jeff and Karen gave you a $10,000 down payment.
No, they didn't.
That's all I have, Judge.
Very, very short.
All right, let's go and have a team.
You were talking about family in Pennsylvania.
Fancy.
Who is Doug Spence?
My dad's younger brother.
Okay. Now, do you have as far as the relationship with Jeff and you and Gio, we get the picture. And I believe, but are you aware of how Jeff would communicate with Doug?
He has helped him with counsel over the years. A lot of times they use code to talk about things in our family. So like,
What do you mean by that? Code.
well, when you don't want, if you're outside and you don't want someone to overhear you, you just say, oh, well, sure do remember that time we were, fishing with Dad in his favorite fishing hole, and remember that tree he used to sit at all the time. Conversation that appears to be about a memory is not about a memory.
It's about something else.
It's letting the brother know.
Your Honor, this is not the problem.
I'm through, Your Honor.
All right, I'll agree. All right. Can this witness be finally excused?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, you're finally excused. You can welcome to stay. You're free to go, whichever one you like to do, okay? All right, let's take about a 10 or 15 minute break. We'll y'all get ready. Let us know.
Bravo, Carolyn. Holy shit. You guys. Oh my gosh. I've never seen anything quite like that before. Oh my goodness. We're only an hour and a half into the stream today. I feel like we've been here for like 5 hours watching a train wreck. And that defense attorney, I don't know how he thought that there's no way this jury is like not being like, dude, what was that about? Like, why are you being this way? It had to have been a huge turnoff because he was aggressive, abrasive, insulting even, which is not necessary. Okay. I understand you have to do you have a job, you have a client that you got to do. Right. But you don't have to do all the stuff that he did. You don't have to do that at all. That was amazing. Oh my gosh. We didn't even know, guys. We had no idea that any of that was going to be coming or that she was going to be, that spicy. Best witness, hands down. I mean, that was something. That was something. I think she very much believes that her parents and Caitlin definitely has something to do with all this, So, I mean, she literally doesn't want anybody to know where she is because she is afraid of what her family will do to her. And that's saying a lot. It's not easy to just shut your family out. Nobody wants to do that, but downright name calling. I know, right? And then he tried, I wonder if Giovanni's up next. Oh, please Giovanni be up next. Because I really want Gio now too. I want to see Mr. Defense Attorney. Boy, he tried to be like, well, Gio is a difficult guy. Kind of trying to do the same questioning that he did with Caitlin to reveal that, well, according to Caitlin, Kirby was a very difficult guy. According to her. I think he was trying to go down that path. And she's like, what? No, Get the fuck out of here. You're not gonna say those untrue things about my husband. And he was just letting her answer in ways and say things that like if I was a defense attorney, I would not want to kick open some of those doors he was with her because it did not look good. She seemed very, very credible. Very, very credible. And Mr. Attorney Man, you did not do great. Oh, wow. That was, you guys, wow. Right? Oh, man. Oh, man. I don't even know. But good for her. Good for her. She did a great job on the stand. You could tell she was frustrated. I mean, we were all frustrated too. But she did not, just sit back and take it. She she asked questions of him, which I found hilarious. I'm surprised that the prosecution didn't object more often. But I think that they probably reserved those objections because they were like, this is not going to make this look good at all. So, sir, sure, sir. Simi says, I know, right, Llama? He was Kool-Aid manning those doors. Just fine. Like, oh, man. Yeah, Mr. Attorney Man. I don't know what his name is. Oh, boy. Wow. Wow. If you all missed any single part of that testimony, you need to go back and watch it. It was fiery from the beginning. What lawyer's objection was literally objection? Her words, what she's saying is trash. Her words are trash. That was his real objection. What? Oh, you guys, that was, I think my hangover is cured. Actually, no, I have a headache now from from laughing so much because that was, wow. That was definitely must-see TV. I've never seen anything like that before at all. And we've watched some things together. And that, wow. The attorney was the proverbial pigeon playing chess. Oh, I get. It's just, yeah. So Jeff sounds like a big POS, a big one. So somebody says that testimony is full of priceless clips. So many possible shorts to be had. I'll have to give Shorty a heads up. Yes. Yeah, Miss Shorty needs to watch that whole thing. That was fire. That was amazing. Amazing. Anger and a tiara, right? See? Maybe the tiara is like good luck, right? Oh my goodness. Right, Lady in Gray, what would Bob Alessi think of the argument? Her words are trash. Oh man, that just sounds like something we would joke about, like objection, this is bad for my client. Oh boy, love it. Oh, Savage says arguing with idiots is like playing chess with a pigeon. Got it. No matter how good you are, the bird is going to shit on the board and strut around like it won anyway. Now that makes sense. And yes, love that. Love that. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. I don't know where Miss Buffy was this morning, but I'm going to tell her because she's always like, Llama, you should watch this. And be like, you're going to need to go watch all of the sisters' testimony. That was something. That was something. I think they're going to call Giovanni. I didn't think they were going to call the other sister because we knew that Giovanni wrote that letter. What we also didn't know about Giovanni was that he was a police officer. So he writes an anonymous letter as a police officer to a Pennsylvania police department saying, we think you guys are looking in the right direction at the Spences. And then later they find out that it was Giovanni, her husband, that wrote it. And now we know why. Because we were wondering, like, what's because they did mention, oh man, the other day I like hit my hand in the hallway on the corner You ever get too fast and moving? Oh, freaking hurts. Um, we knew that the daughter was no contact because that was talked about with the letter. I didn't even know. See, it's fascinating. You never know what you're going to get with a trial, friends. You never know. Unless you would be like, what? Oh, wow. Objection. That objection is trash. Oh, boy. You know what I also learned is that we need more Mississippi trials. Okay? We need more Mississippi trials. I love it down here. To all of our Mississippi friends, we love you. This is great. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. I wish her the best. I really, really do. I hope that her and her husband and her kids live a very good and wonderful life. She seems like a genuinely good person. Oh, and then she was just all like, I mean, she dropped all sorts of tea about them. That he had embezzled a bunch of money, $100,000, poisoning the deer trough, I guess. And then she talked about other victims, those other ladies that she was talking about and all of that. Like she was a very believable character witness. She didn't offer anything in regards to what happened with Kirby, but I mean, if you can do that kind of stuff to your own kids for selfish reasons. So like yesterday, when we're listening to Caitlin and she talks about all this DV that went on, I was like, okay, well, because the motive of money to do all of this over that when your daughter and your granddaughter, like it didn't make a lot of sense. Of course, most things like this don't make any sense. And then I was like, oh, well, they did stay with her for a couple months. Awesome. Now that makes sense, right? We just thought, oh, they just must be good parents, staying for 4 months because she probably, no. It turns out that's what they do. It turns out that's exactly what they do. Move around from place to place, have no problems butting into their daughter's lives and, ruining it a bit. And, I was like, okay, maybe he saw how things were and, you know, maybe that was actually the motive. Because probably as a parent, if I saw that happening to my kid too, I'm not saying that's what I would do, but you could see how somebody would want to do that to get their kid out of that alleged stuff that happened. Because again, there's no evidence of that. There was only Caitlin's word. So there's that. But no, definitely sounds like somebody that would do exactly what they're saying he did. So, oh gosh. Yeah, it is super early for her. But oh, she's gonna love that. Just can't wait to watch that. Make sure you let me know when she does. I don't know if I'll be around this weekend or not. So, but Buffy is going to hate not seeing this live. I know. She's in a timeout corner somewhere. I don't know where she is. She's probably doing real life stuff. But wow. Just very eye-opening, man. What a crazy, crazy, crazy thing. Because Caitlin said, because she's like, he confessed to me, which I'll be honest, that didn't really do a lot for me because it was still a little gray. But hmm. Hmm. Just saying, you're willing to do those things to your own kids? Think of what you'd do for, $300,000 and a bunch of other stuff. Jeff is a character. All of what the attorney, Mr. Attorney Man, likes to talk about all of Jeff's hobbies all of the time. We learned some new ones that he wanted to start a vegetable farm and got an investor for $20,000. I don't know how you invest in a vegetable farm, but they did. It did not work out. He's totally a con artist. I mean, it sounds like it's to me anyway. I should say that. Watch for the shorts, right? Yes, Buffy needs to impersonate her. Oh my goodness. Oh boy. She sounds like how Buffy would be. Yes, as somebody who knows Buffy personally, yes. Yes. No prisoners to be had. Wow. Okay. Happy Friday, everybody. What's your weekend plans? It's my birthday weekend. I don't know what plans, if any, we have. I'll be here all day with you guys. So that's for today. What are you guys doing for your weekend? It's almost fall here. So it's one of my last nice weekends. Usually it rains around my birthday, but I don't think that's supposed to happen. It's Dave's last week of riding for the season. Oh, I bet, right? Because it's probably way colder right now than where you are. Well, I hope you have a wonderful last weekend of riding. You guys. Well, tonight, in case you missed earlier when we first started, at 7 p.m. Eastern, if you're a Lovelies or higher member, we are doing a Zoom happy hour. We'll post the link right beforehand. Y'all are welcome to come into our Zoom room. You can have your cameras on, mics on. You don't have to either. It's up to you. It will not be recorded. So if you're not there, there's no going back to watch anything. If you're there, you're there. What happens in Zoom stays in Zoom. But we're going to hang out and pregame a little bit before TMI tonight, which just stands for Too Much Internet. It's a fantastic, funny show to let our hair down and just laugh at because our weeks are sometimes very dark here. So that's where we share all of the silly stuff we found on the internet for you. Our premiere was last week. It was a lot of fun. And apparently the show layout I have is not an accurate one because a certain somebody's keeping secrets. And I can see her in my mini window. Keeping secrets. But no, that's for members only. But the first Friday of every month, so next Friday, will be public, so y'all can see what we're about. Simi says my plans depend on if we get a damn inspection today or not. Oh my God, girl. What is like the last, is there like a timeline? This has been going on for a while. Lightning Grace says, I have to ride. I've been lost and put it off. Yeah. By the way, can we do Lost on like Sunday? Season 6 of Lost in our Discord. If that works for our Losties who've been watching with us. If you guys haven't yet, please join our Discord server, The Courtyard. That's where we all hang out when we're not live. We're wrapping up a super marathon of Lost. A lot of newbies who had never seen it. It was a wonderful experience. We do all sorts of stuff over there. So definitely want to do that. I think we'll be doing some Marvel movie marathons soon. Because I had to prove Belle's wrong. Excuse me. Sunday works? All right. I'll make that then for Sunday. What else do we have going on? I don't know. That's pretty much it for this week. The lovely Terry True Crime is going to be headed out next Friday for a couple weeks. So you'll get pre-records of Midday Missing, though. We got this trial. You know what's interesting, though? I was just realizing this. They haven't called anybody from Kirby's family yet. I wonder, surely they're going to call somebody. Maybe that's how they're going to close their cases, maybe with Kirby's family. We also have not heard from the medical examiner yet. We have not heard from whoever's going to talk about all the text messages and stuff like that. We did talk to the Celebrate guy, but he was just downloading Celebrate. So he couldn't really talk on, what all was found. He was also not only was he the Celebrate guy, okay, who downloaded the phones and everything, he was also the deputy coroner at the time and was the coroner in the death of Kirby, which is crazy because everybody has like 5 jobs. in this town. So um, we haven't went through all of the phone data. Who else would we need in this trial? Well, oh, we need David Barnes. We need that guy. Oh, I need that guy. I bet he is a character. Simi says the work is complete, has been for 2 weeks now, waiting on inspector. 1 from the contractor, he comes, and 2 from Restore Louisiana. They come together and are the final inspections. So you're waiting for 2 to coordinate a time. That's cute. That's fun. Ugh. Did he check the armpits of the folks? Mm. Speaking of his daughter, so we know that on November 30th, according to Jeff, his phone wasn't working. There were problems with it. And his phone is no activity, right? Now, Mom, Karen, tells Caitlin that he's making hamburgers. He makes the best hamburgers, in case you guys didn't know that. For some reason, he lived 4 months in Mississippi and apparently couldn't make hamburgers there. But one of his hobbies is a hamburger cooker winner, I guess. I don't know. But so his phone, no activity during the day and evening that Kirby was murdered. And Carolyn on the stand talked about how her dad, when they were all, living together and shit, would go to other states. And what would he do? He would leave his phone with Karen. He wouldn't take his phone with him. Just interesting little things that she said that confirm that this is possible. And not only is it possible, it could be, a pattern, a behavioral pattern. He is kind of technically a career criminal, so we'll see. Oh my gosh, this is the longest break ever because I need to know who's next. Oh, I guess I can take Carolyn's name off there. Again, Carolyn, you're probably not going to hear my little show here, but you did great, babes. You did great. We're all fans, and we wish you the best. You did great. You're a hero for the day. So, bye, Mama Llama. I will see you tonight as well. Somehow I'll be alive by then. I don't know. Somebody says, fun fact, Louisiana gas stations won't take I mean, in fairness, I've heard it is very humid out down there. Okay. I can't imagine the boob sweat y'all got going on down there. So I'm saying I wouldn't accept titty money either. I mean, I've seen plenty of people do that, but I don't really have a good storage location. Will to be hiding money in my bra. So, but fun fact about Louisiana: keep your titty money at home. Titty money is not legal tender in Louisiana. Probably should stop saying that so much, Llama. Oh man, I am just what a morning already. I love it. Thank goodness it wasn't something like super boring. And it better be Giovanni. If it's who's gonna follow up that? It's like when who's gonna be the follow-up act? Because that's a hard act to follow for the jury. I wonder what the jurors are thinking, Whew. Savage says that's what my grandpa used to call the sack of ones he had in his pocket. Oh, well played. Well played. Man, And you know what, too? The judge, the whole time it was going on this morning, barely says anything. So I don't know. Maybe that's just their normal way of doing things down there. So for us, it was all like, ah. But maybe for them down there, they're like, yeah, this is just how it goes, I guess. So stuff like money, phone. Yeah, they just put everything in there. Me too, babes. Me too. I would just fall out. So it's not a good safe area. Mm. By the way, in case you guys missed it, look at this cute little llama that Terry got me for my birthday. It's so cute. Oh, that's right. It doesn't like it for some reason, but it's a positive llama and it's super cute. So I have that sitting here. Love that. Starting to get a whole bunch of things for my desk. I have one of these as well. Actually, we have these in all different shapes. I can't even do a regular Rubik's Cube. I just play with it. I don't try to solve it. I've never solved a Rubik's Cube. I don't really get them. But we have them in all different shapes. So sometimes I play with this. Better than sweaty balls cash. That's probably true. Probably true, right? Oh, yes, guys, go to tcwtmedia.com, our website. There, we just released merch last week. Adorable merch. Okay, listen, the couch potato stuff is cute as shit. All right, so go check it out. Shoot. If you are a Cozy Crew or higher, you guys should have a merch discount code that you can find in our community tab that you can use. But I'm loving it. I can't wait. I can't wait for my stuff to get here. Liz says, I have big ones. I stash gummies in my bra. Well, I do love gummy snacks, but don't they? Don't they get like sticky though, Liz? But you know what? Maybe it's flavoring. Be like, oh, why does my boobs taste like gummy bears?
Call us next witness.
Not at this time, the state rests.
All right?
The state rest?
State is rested. What time is it?
What?
About 11 o'clock.
Are you
Uh,
kidding me?
You're going to need some time to get some witnesses here. Come on.
What? That's crazy. Oh, look at him in his white suit. Oh, wow. Oh, that is okay. That's crazy. You didn't call a medical examiner. We didn't even go over any of the phone data. Am I missing a day or something? Like what? You guys, y'all, if this is all they had, that's not, I don't know if that's enough for me. What? Wow. Okay. Wild, right? I mean, don't get me wrong, that was a good way to end it with Carolyn there, but am I a lawyer? No, I am not a lawyer. I am just a trial enthusiast who has a lot of unqualified opinions. But no, I'm just one of you guys who is a nerd about
Go
law.
back to the jury room
That's so
for
high.
just a little bit, okay? And we're gonna bring it back out, make some decisions, how we're gonna proceed with the trial anyway. But I got some stuff I gotta take care of out here for a minute, okay?
We didn't hear from a lot of people that we should probably hear from, which this just might be. I'll be honest. Does it seem like it's probably him? Could be. but I don't know if I would be able to. What? Really? Really? I certainly do have unqualified opinions, yes.
I
Oh,
believe that the Vince will have a motion at this time.
I do, Judge. The state having announced that the state rests
hold on, let me turn this up a little bit.
comes now the defendant Jeffrey Spence and respectfully moves the court to enter an order of directed verdict.
Bad.
And in support of that motion, I will say the following. We're here on a murder case happened in Tippah County, Mississippi, on or about November 30th, 2022. The question remains, after the government has had all week to put on evidence, the question still remains, who killed Kirby Carpenter? Who killed Kirby Carpenter? There have been just about everybody in Tippah County, and we do not know, and they have not proven to the most minimal legal standard that Jeff Spence had anything to do with it. Jeff Spence has not had anybody place him in Tippah County, Mississippi on November 30th. Nobody has placed a murder weapon in his hands. They have no proof in terms of fingerprints. They have no proof in terms of any standard forensic evidence. And the question remains, as I'm standing, who killed Kirby Carpenter? I don't think the state knows. I don't think the state will ever know. And I think when I told the jury on Monday that they selected somebody to be an accused, that's exactly what we have. We have a selected accused person, and they have to prove beyond a reasonable doubt that Jeff Spence not only is guilty, they haven't even proven that he has anything at all to do with this case. He was in Tippah County in Kirby Carpenter's home for weeks. He and his wife helping with the newborn baby. They undisputedly left Kirby County on Tuesday afternoon, November 29th. Arrived home in the southwest Virginia area around 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning on November 30th. We have a electronic message rendered from a conversation actually between Caitlin Spence and Karen Spence, Jeff's wife, and Caitlin's mother, at about 8 p.m. on November the 30th. The subject of that conversation is what Dad had been doing today. He's worked in the yard, he's worked inside, he's grilling hamburgers. Apparently he's good at hamburger grilling, and the next sentence from Caitlin is, well, I know how much you miss his hamburgers because they've been in Mississippi so long. And the conversation is obviously about Jeff Spence, and he just got up from a nap and worked hard all day. He's fixing hamburgers for supper, for dinner, because that's in response to Caitlin's question, what are y'all having for dinner? That place is, he's not cooking dinner at Kirby Carpenter's house, he's cooking dinner in his own house in Virginia. There's just nothing to tie him at the opposite time here. He didn't cook dinner in Virginia around 8 o'clock and kill Kirby Carpenter at 7 o'clock. It's not possible. It's too far. It's 800 miles, 10 hours. That's the proof. Other proof is like the trash we just got through hearing from an estranged daughter full of animosity and hate. Doesn't mean she didn't place it. What she's talking about is 10 years ago, not now. And other than her, they don't have any witnesses that ties to the property, ties to the deed, ties to anything, ties to this case. It's a case that merits not going to the jury, and I'm asking the court to give us a correct verdict tonight.
I'll hear from the state.
We state submits that we prove the case. Court obviously has to take this in the light most favorable to the state. We've had testimony that contradicts everything that Mr. Hill has said, primarily through Caitlin, who had a conversation with the father, where he admitted to her that he killed Kirby Carpenter. Not only that, but we have Kirby's property in his possession, custody, and control. And, taking all the proof in light favorable to the state, with all the testimony that has occurred, the investigation, the witnesses that have taken the stand, this man stands before the court as the state has proven each and every element of the property.
All right. Every time I have a criminal trial, I make me a checklist of what elements there must be proof of, and I've done so in this case. I think the state has made a prima facie case as to meets all those elements. They've ID'd the defendant, they've established venue, they've established that Kirby Carpenter was living, and they established that Kirby Carpenter died, and when that took place, it was a result of a shooting, and there's evidence of a robbery had been set forth, and I'm going to deny your motion for a directed verdict. There's been some evidence on every element of the
Even the
crime
judge
charge,
says.
and it'll be up to the jury to decide if that some evidence is enough evidence, and we will. That'll be at the jury to make this determination. Do you need a minute to y'all talk and decide how you want me to proceed as far as the defense case? Okay.
We'll do so right now.
Do what?
We'll do so right now.
Y'all do that now anyway. Okay.
I mean, I'm sorry, but this is not beyond a reasonable doubt for me. I am just in shock of
You can use my chambers if you like to.
the prosecution.
Wherever you want to. Y'all just
Just in shock. I'm assuming that everyone there in the gallery, they haven't panned on the gallery very much, but I'm assuming that's all of Kirby's family there. I'm assuming that's probably, his sisters and mom. I don't know which one's his mom. Maybe the one in the pink there. Ugh. Cannot. You guys, this is crazy to me. And the defense still has to present their case. If I was them, if Jeff gets on that stand, he's an idiot. Okay. I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't do it. This is just, it's unfortunate. Sorry. We've watched a lot of trials. We know certain things that should be expected to people testify, and I'm sorry, but I don't think that the state has really done much in presenting this. Even the judge said some evidence. You know what some evidence means? It means reasonable doubt. That's what that means. Maybe that they don't have a rebuttal. Maybe, I guess. That's probably when they bring on family. But it's just so crazy to me. If I was the defense, I'd rest. Yeah. Same to me. Same. Yeah. Late and great too. If that's all they got, the defense should just call it a day. Now, would a jury see it the way that we do? I don't know, right? Because usually people don't watch trials like we do, you know. But I, it's not looking good for a guilty verdict, in my opinion. So, and it's very unfortunate because despite whatever Kirby may or may not have been involved with his high risk job and all of that, justice still is deserved for Kirby. And I don't feel that it is. Oh, that's unfortunate. That's unfortunate. Like, what was the point of even saying that you downloaded phones? What was the point of bringing that guy on if you're not even going to read us what it was? And David Barnes, who you all freaking talked about nonstop. That it's because David Barnes heard Caitlin at the funeral. See this, blah, 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 blah. And they didn't even call him. It's very interesting to me. The judge checking his phone. I know, right? Lady in Gray says, I don't think the defense could add to reasonable doubt, but they could fuck it up. Yes, very much so. I mean, I do think that they've done a good job at pointing fingers at other people. A lot of people had issues. It could have been anyone. Even though Jeff had all this stuff in safety deposit box, which is very suspicious, okay? Knowing what Carolyn has told us about them, I mean, and what we kind of already know from reading things about Jeff, it's highly likely that he wasn't buying all that stuff, okay? No, probably not. But I couldn't prove where it came from.
Judge?
Yes, it means the case continues. He
Yeah.
is sending it. Oh, they're approaching again. Sir, what are you still writing? Oh, sorry. That's like jabbing pain out of nowhere on my side. I don't know what that's about. Probably slept wrong because that's what happens when you get older, friends. Things just hurt for no reason. Wow. Okay. I mean, I did say that I thought this trial would last between 3 to 7 days, but okay. It's a good point there, Simi. Simi doesn't think the state
Mr.
attorney.
Spence, these comments are directed to you, not necessarily to your attorney. At this time, the state has announced that they have rested. In other words, now it's time for the defense to put on any witnesses if they want, and those witnesses can include you. I want you to know that you have the absolute right to be sworn in, sit in the witness chair and testify if you like to. The decision about whether you wish to testify or not testify is your decision, and your decision is alone. I would encourage you to consult with your attorney in making that decision, but if you want to testify, myself, the district attorney's office, even your own attorney cannot stop you from testifying. You have the absolute right to testify, and you can if you wish to. On the other hand, if you do not wish to testify, no one can make you testify. I can't. District attorney's office, your own attorney cannot force you to testify. If you do choose not to testify, the jury will be instructed that the fact that you did not testify cannot be used as any evidence whatsoever that you were guilty of any crime, because we all have the right to remain silent. But whether you choose to testify or chose not to testify does not change the fact that the state bears the burden of proving that you are guilty, and you never have to prove that you're not guilty. You understand that?
Yes.
Have you consulted with your attorney and reached a decision on whether you wish to testify in your own defense or not?
I did consult with my attorney.
Have you made that decision?
I have.
And what is that decision?
I do not want to testify.
All
Okay.
right.
Okay.
Mr. Hill, do you agree with, y'all had a discussion on that and reached that decision?
We have discussed it more than once over the past several months, more than once today, and we are on the same.
Sir, it was a yes or no
All right.
question.
All right. At this time, I'm going to bring the jury in. Do you wish to call, does the defense wish to call any witnesses?
No, sir.
All right, I'm going to bring the jury back in. I'm going to let you rest in front of the jury. And I think we've all agreed that we've got a lot of stuff to do on jury instructions and preparing closing arguments. And I have caught us all a little about surprised how fast we've wrapped up here today anyway.
See?
I'm going to excuse the jury until 9 o'clock Monday morning. We'll come back then, have jury instructions ready, be prepared for closing statements and begin deliberation, okay? We'll talk about how long, let's talk about jury instructions after, let's talk about them shortly, then go to lunch and then come up and finish jury instructions after lunch, okay? All right, show the jury in.
Wow. So Monday, closing arguments, and it goes to jury. Wow. You guys, what is happening? Oh, man. You guys, okay, so we're going to stick together until they go to lunch. I'm going to be honest with you all. I kind of don't want to do jury instructions today, if that's okay with you guys, because I do have such a long day, and everything that they're going to discuss about jury instructions, we're going to hear it all again Monday. So I think we're not going to come back after lunch and do jury instructions arguments. I don't even know if they're going to show them. I'm not sure how they do that. But that's pretty the weakest case.
It's now the defense opportunity to present witnesses if they choose to do so. Who would the defense call as its first witness?
Your Honor, at this time, I'm announcing for the defense that we rest.
All right. That means you've heard all the testimony you're going to hear in this case.
That courthouse is
We're not ready
huge.
for your closing arguments and jury instructions. We're going to have to, we'll spend a good bit of time getting jury instructions together and letting these people form their closing arguments. If we got that done, it'd probably be 5 or 6 o'clock this evening before you got to start deliberating.
Yeah, we're not doing that,
I'm
friends.
not gonna make it work at 5 o'clock on Friday afternoon, start your deliberation. What I'm gonna do.
No,
got-
Gio.
Your Honor, just for the record, state I don't rest.
Okay.
No rebuttal.
I'm gonna let you go home. Be back in the jury room at 9 o'clock in the morning. Not in the morning, excuse me. He's Monday morning. I voted for tomorrow. I voted for tomorrow morning, but I got about voted by everybody at the courthouse anyway. Somebody want to go to ball games and such as that anyway. But be back at 9 o'clock on Monday morning. Always something.
Judge was like, always something. I don't know what else we could possibly have to talk about, but okay. That guy probably wore his white suit, ready to go today, and nothing. Short day for Llama. I know, right? We are just like, today is freaking awesome. Okay. Wow. What a day.
I'm gonna ask to be back in the jury room at 9 o'clock Monday morning. I want you to pay special attention today. You've got a long break between now and Monday morning. Stay away from the news. Anything you see pop up on Channel 9 or Facebook or any website or meeting somebody on the street that said, I heard you had jury duty, what do you think about it? You've got to avoid it. You don't form any opinions, don't express any opinions, don't talk about the case, don't even let anybody talk about the case with you. That includes your husbands and your wives, your kids, anyone else. Don't attempt to investigate the case. Don't go home and Google anything. Don't look up any law. Just leave your mind just like it is now. Know what you know when you come back Monday. Know what you know right now, not anything else. Don't think anything. Just keep your mind. Keep away from anything. And I know I can count on y'all to do that. There's 3 of you. There's alternates. I'm going to ask y'all to come back too, because if one of the original 12 were to get sick over the weekend, I need you there as backup still anyway. Y'all, I'm going to let you go out. Nobody in the jury I don't have any reason to think, suspect in any way that anybody would try to contact you about your jury service. If they do, you let the court know about it, okay? Thank y'all. See y'all Monday morning.
Yeah, no, Olivia took today and Monday off, so I'm also gonna, spend some time with him this afternoon. So that'll be nice. But we'll stick around until they officially go to lunch. So we're not leaving just yet. Let's see what happens. Wow. Wow. Okay. So no matter what, we'll be back Monday, 9:45 a.m. Eastern, 8:45 a.m. Central. You enjoy your weekend too, Genio. Thank you for joining us for this trial. What a wild ride. Oh, man.
All right. Let's, cause it's not quite, let's spend a few minutes talking about jury instructions before we break for lunch anyway. So members of the audience, this isn't get real boring real fast. You're welcome to go if you like to at this time, but
It's true.
has both sides received the court's instructions?
Yes.
They are
Bye, Dave. You have a
they're the court
wonderful
standard instructions
weekend.
been used in this district for 40 years at
Be
least.
safe.
I don't know if in the court's instructions we included, I think it's C7, I think that deals with the defendant's failure to testify. If they don't, I'll include that anyway.
I don't think it was in there. I think it was on 6.
Okay.
I have a position on that jury instruction.
Okay.
Lawyer's been wearing his New Balance shoes.
Okay, you don't get it. You don't. That's always that option. If you if you don't want it, you don't get it, and it's something different. Different attorneys
Bye,
have different
Sunny.
theories on that, and I think both of them are legitimate.
I hope you get your inspection
legitimate
time.
arguments anyway.
There's a provision in one of the state's instructions that basically covers what I want.
Okay. If you don't, whatever C6 or C7 dealing with the defendant's failure to testify not being used against you, if you don't want that, we just won't offer it, okay?
Yes, sir.
All right, so I don't have, let me see if I got my instructions. Have been filed, I think they've been filed.
Oh, boy. Wait, so is he saying he doesn't want the instruction where you don't have to testify and you can't hold him against? I feel like that's what he said.
I'm gonna just cut right to the chase anyway. Has anyone offered a lesser included or intended to offer any lesser included? You did not? Y'all talk, why don't, won't y'all spend these next few minutes? I think that's going to be the main issue. Most of our jury instructions, I think, will be fairly straightforward. And I think,
I'd object to
whether or
lesser
not any
included.
lesser included are going to be offered is be the only sticking point we might have. And why don't y'all just take, let's do this. Now, let's go ahead. Y'all go ahead and talk about it now if you want to, okay? And can I get a copy of the state's instructions? Brooke probably has those. Are they here, Ms. Sanders? State's instruction and defense proposed instructions. What's that?
I can't even think of a lesser included
I've
that would
got
still get me to
volume.
be like, yeah, we'll do that.
I got something. I don't have the latest. I got the first volume, not the second volume. Anyway, if you go get off my desk, I'd appreciate it. Okay.
By the way, I don't know if you saw, but this courtroom has 3 huge rows of pews.
Yeah, you go wherever y'all feel comfortable. Okay.
Wow. Yeah, what could even be some lesser included that would, I mean, you can't even prove that he was there, even in the state, nonetheless. Mm, mm, mm. I would be pissed if I was the Carpenter family. I would be very pissed, to be quite honest with you. Wow. Well, you guys, that's just fun for all of us. Why would the defense be wanting to talk about lesser no. Stick with the capital murder. There's no way. Right? Surely not. I don't know. What a wild ride. I did see Mr. Attorney Man was wearing his New Balances, which is cute. Wow. Well, indeed. I really do. You guys think it's crazy knowing that what we know that Caitlin and Karen took plea deals when this is all they had? Like, oof. Well, I mean, I don't remember. Did they tell the jury knows about Caitlin's plea deal because hers was to testify? Don't think that they know that Karen pleaded guilty. So I guess maybe the jury be like, well, she pled guilty, so it must have happened. But I don't know. Very interesting time in Mississippi. I hope that we get to watch Bryson Rivers' trial since we're in Mississippi. Look at that tile. Ooh, yikes. This courtroom is so many different shades of brown. It's funny. But well, you guys, you know what? I think we're just going to wrap it up. They're going to talk about it maybe, but they're going to go to lunch and still continue talking about it. So I don't honestly think we're going to miss anything. And it's like, 12:30 my time. So we'll just call it a day. Why not? What a day. Better than I could have asked for with Carolyn's testimony. I might watch that again. I don't usually rewatch, but whew, boy, that was fantastic. What a day. Trial pretty much over. Closing arguments on Monday and then straight to jury. And I'll be honest, they did not meet the burden that they needed to for me. So don't go, Kelly says. Well, Kelly, don't worry. Our lovelies happy hour is tonight at 7 p.m. Eastern. And then we got TMI tonight at 9 p.m. Eastern, so you're gonna get more llama time today. Don't you all worry. But I do have the lovely elbow feet home with me today, so, what a disappointing disappointing, but also Spence does not request the lesser included. I would think not. Sorry. Go ahead. Okay. So that's where I will be. So you guys will get more time. Thank you all for spending today with me, enjoying my early birthday celebrations all day. It's been great. Thank you all for the super chats that you sent in today. That was so kind of all of you. Really, really appreciate it. Um, I wouldn't either if I was the fit. Yeah, why would they even? My answer would be like, no, no, thank you. No. Anyway, we'll see what happens on Monday for sure. If you can't join us tonight for all of our member fun, we will be back 9:45 a.m. Eastern for the closing of Mississippi and Jeffrey Spence. And the opening arguments were like literally 20 minutes. So, or opening statements were like 20 minutes. I don't think these closing arguments are going to be too terribly long, but we'll never know with Mr. Attorney Man. So, all right, you guys. Well, thank you so much. You all have a wonderful, fantastic weekend. I know I will, and I will see most of you on Monday. All right. So until then, go forth and be amazing. Bye, guys.